everybody, I'm just jumping in quickly to do a little live because I've heard a lot of questions lately about something to do with oppositional defiant disorder. I've been writing about it like crazy on the blog, and I've been in groups listening to people, and I think the question that people ask first is oppositional defiant disorder a thing? So I'm going to go through 4 points today really quickly. The answer is yes and no. Okay, so first of all, is it a thing? Yes, it's in the diagnostic manual used by psychologists and psychiatrists. It's an official diagnosis. It's real. Okay, how is it not a thing? The thing people don't understand about this diagnosis, it's not like being diagnosed with autism. It's not like being diagnosed with diabetes. It's not something you have forever. It's actually, the diagnosis tells you how you're behaving. So if you're behaving in an oppositional and defiant way, and it's really over the top, and it's well outside the range of what you would typically see from a kid that age, then you get a diagnosis of oppositional defiant disorder, but it doesn't necessarily mean you know what's going on. Okay, so let's go through two more. Is it possible that kids just can't help it? I'm going to say yes and no again. So that's why I really want to get more information out here, because people judge so quickly and they don't really understand the whole picture. So I'm going to give you both sides of the do kids really have oppositional defiant disorder. On the one hand, yes, we do know that oppositional defiant disorder is related to some genetic factors. It's related to some kind of temperaments. So if you're very hyperactive, if you have a family history to do with ADHD, other oppositional defiant disorder, anxiety, depression, yeah, it's more likely that you're going to have a diagnosis of oppositional defiant disorder. You're going to have difficulty like controlling your own behavior, and that's how it's going to come out. Some people are just built differently. Now, does that mean that every single child with a diagnosis of oppositional defiant disorder can't help it? Unfortunately, no, that doesn't tell us the whole picture either. Because what we know about behavior is that a lot of it is learned, and a lot of it is the relationship that we have with the people around us and our environment. So are there kids who learn oppositional defiant behaviors and stick with them because they work better in their environment than, waiting their turn, asking nicely, accepting no? Sure, there are those kids. There are those kids who just haven't had the environment or the relationship where that has happened. Does that mean they have bad parents? No, not necessarily at all. It just means that that particular dynamic isn't working for either of them. So fortunately, the best way that you can help a child with oppositional defiant disorder, even if they have these disabilities, even if they have brain differences, even if they have genetic factors or a long history of rascally behavior, they actually prescribe parent training. Not because there's anything necessarily wrong with the parents, but because the parents can start to change some of those patterns. Parents can start to add more opportunities for learning things that the kids may have missed along the way. So if you're fired up about this, I know I'm really fired up about this. If you're fired up about it, go to my blog. It's called ameliabehaviour.com, and it's like, I've been just blogging about it like crazy. So go check it out. And if you have any other questions you want me to answer, please put them in the comments. Thanks. Bye-bye.